Often you need a lot of willpower when you do research, you're in the academic game. You think that you need to get a lot done. I have this weird feeling repeatedly that I need to work all of the time and I feel guilt if I'm not working. But at the same time, when I actually go and get this work done, it feels like I can't get it done. I can't actually sit there and get that work done. So I want to talk about this today because I think it's really interesting in how you deal with this, because I think it's fundamental with what we actually do. The problem of what we actually do is that we deal with a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what the right answers are often. And because we don't know what the right answers are, we don't know when to start, when it ends. We don't know. And the entire process is we don't know, and other people don't know as well. So they can't tell you when to stop or start, and you can't tell yourself when to stop or start. So we tend to feel obligated to work all of the time. We tend to feel guilty if we're not working. And then we don't know what to do when we're sitting down and we're looking at something. We feel guilty. We can't actually work. And so we think the rational way to deal with this is that we need more willpower. We just need to work harder. We need to suck it up. We need to do the work. We need to get our butt in the gear and butt in the seat and actually do something. But that is fundamentally the wrong way to deal with these particular things. And I've been doing this for a long time now. And when I get in that moment, it usually means that there's something psychologically going on in my brain that I'm trying to deal with. And I deal with this all the time. I don't feel like working when I sit down and actually get the work to do the work, but then as well as I feel guilty. And I know this process all of the time. And I know this feeling all of the time. And the only way that I have figured out how to deal with this is to not take myself seriously, to realize that this is just play. And as soon as I start thinking that I need to do this in a very serious way, I never do it. And I feel like I'm guilted, or that there's some perfect thing that I need to get done. So I never do it because everybody else is going to assess me, and I feel guilty whenever I actually do some work, all of those things. But if I remove that and I think of, hey, we're just playing around. This doesn't matter. This is not serious. We're going to just try to do one word today. We're going to try to do one little tiny thing. I can actually get some stuff done. And yes, it's not as good as what everybody else is doing, but does that actually matter? And at the end of the day, when you start looking at that and start thinking like, hey, wait a minute, everybody else is going through this struggle. They're all going through this sort of mental thing where they're thinking, my work is not as good as everybody else. And so I don't actually feel like doing the work. They never end up doing the work. And so if you come into it thinking like, who cares? Right? Like none of this actually matters. We're just going to play. We're going to do one word. We're going to look at this. Another thing that's really important is looking at this in kind of a systematic way, right? Like assessing these things, going through and thinking about what is actually driving these emotions, what is driving these feelings, writing these things down, or looking at on a little piece of paper, what does it mean to be successful? Right? And having that one little thing, I'm going to do this one little thing, and I'm not going to say go write a darn research paper in a weekend. That's insane. That is never going to work. That's going to be complete garbage. But if I said write one word on one day during the weekday, not even on the weekend, you're going to want to sit down and actually get that work done, because all of a sudden you do that one word and you feel like you've actually accomplished something, and you can keep going, and you could try to keep getting back up every single day. Now, this is the fundamental challenge that you're going to face, is you are going to beat yourself up, and everybody else is going to beat you up for not actually getting any work done because you don't have the willpower, you're not working hard enough, and all of that nonsense that goes on. And instead, if you come into it thinking, I'm just going to write one word. Let's see if we can explore this little thing. What happens if we play just a little bit here? What if we slow down and we think about this as a sandbox, and we're going to play, and we're just going to really just explore? All of a sudden, you want to actually do those things. And it's a different kind of psychology, a different kind of way of thinking about things, where you forget about the performance aspect of things. Right? We have all these check boxes that we have to meet, we have to publish all this kind of crazy stuff. But if you come into it thinking, I'm just going to play just a little bit today, and my thoughts are, I'm going to try to do this, I'm actually going to get this done. So I want to give you an analogy of experiences that I personally have gone through, and I think a lot of people have gone through, is that I've gone through and quickly analyzed some data, right? I very much really think about this, and all of a sudden you get this sort of significant result, and you're really happy about this particular thing. And then I've enticed myself, or somebody has enticed me, to slow down and to look at this and really take a deep dive into this particular data and try to analyze it. And it feels really frustrating when that goes on. But at the same time, you know that you're actually accomplishing something of getting a rich understanding. And this playfulness actually really is a critical part of what we need to do. And when I slow down, I'm able to code better, I'm able to look at data better, I'm able to actually tell a story a little bit better. So I encourage you to think about that. What does it mean to get work done in your life? If it means that you are under the gun and it's like Wall Street, where you need to meet performance evaluations at every moment, you're never going to do anything. It's not going to feel right. You're going to get, for some people, they're going to perform very high, right? And they're going to do extraordinary. But it's going to be a tiny, tiny little group that can perform like that, because they thrive off of that. They have the type of personality where they really thrive. They have a lot of deep insecurities, and they need to be reassured at a lot of moments throughout the process. But if you come into it, I'm just going to play, I'm not going to take this seriously, you're actually going to want to do this, right? So if you look at what I've done with the Reciprocity Project, I try not to do as much editing as what other people are doing. And the reason is it allows me to get back up and do this again. Just a moment ago, I had a damn, I had a microphone that was hooked up to the camera, and the sound didn't work. And so if it was anybody else, they would have done the video, which I did, and the sound, and find out if the sound didn't work, you would have quit, right? But because I'm thinking about this, who cares? Let's just do another little quick video and not stress out about it. I actually do it. I actually get back and do it again. And I want you to think about that, is how can you take this seriousness, take that sort of thought that you have to have willpower and you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, out of it, and just kind of play with it. See what happens. See with the silliness of it all, and be okay with it every single day. It might work out for you. All right, take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.